Welcome back, patrons. A couple months ago, I covered one of the Shingles books, which is the vulgar adult Goosebumps parody series written by members of the Authors and Dragons podcast. That book was one of the worst things I've ever read. You can go watch that video and revel in the horror of it all. But reading that book got me curious if all of them are that terrible. So I read 3 more books in the Shingles series by 3 different authors. There are at least half a dozen, maybe more authors writing this series, so I chose other authors besides the one who wrote The Mummy's Curse, the worst book in existence. It can't be the worst book in existence, but it's up there. I had actually planned this video to be the July video, so it's been a while since I read these books. I know I'm usually a lot more structured, but I haven't really had the time or the desire to reread any of these books, so we're going off memory here and being real casual about the whole thing. First up is Shingles number 8, Put Your Hand in My Ass, by Steve Wetherell. This is obviously one of the ones that's trying to parody an actual Goosebumps book because this little bitch is slappy. His name is Sloppy in the book. Real creative change there. So essentially this one is about a 14-year-old boy who wants to be a performer, but he's not really good at anything. He wants to enter the school talent show. You know, this book is actually a little bit more that Buffy episode, The Puppet Show, than Night of the Living Dummy. So our protagonist, Will, is 14, no good at anything, wants to be a performer. He finds his grandpa's old ventriloquist dummy in the attic, and the dummy is alive and vulgar and off-color jokes. Although this book actually does seem to understand satire a lot more than The Mummy's Curse did, because some parts of this one actually are funny and satirical. Sloppy is like this dummy from the 50s. I don't know. He's not woke. Which is such a stupid thing to say about a ventriloquist dummy. Oh my god, these books. So he keeps saying these terrible things, and Will keeps telling him, no, you can't say that. You can't say that. That's bad. Bad dummy. Bad dummy. So of course, it's the dummy who has the real talent, and everyone, you know, nobody's gonna believe living dummy. So everyone thinks Will suddenly has found a sense of humor and the ability to tell jokes, and of course all the jokes are from the dummy at his expense. I will say a lot of them are fat jokes. Will is a fat 14-year-old, and I'm not quite sure how to feel about this because the author himself is a big dude and apparently writes a vampire series with fat vampires because he wanted more fat representation in books. I'm not entirely sure this is the way to do it, but it's not as disgustingly egregious as some of the other books in this series will get to. So that one might kind of be a bit of a wash here. So of course Will enters the talent show and it's going really well, except it's very obvious this dummy is deceitful and a bad person? Question mark? So essentially he drugs Will thinking it'll just make him throw up, but he not only throws up all over the stage, he shits himself too. But have no fear, somebody took video of it and now it's gone viral on YouTube. And guess what? The dummy, Sloppy, I keep fucking forgetting his name, he's just the dummy. Yeah, fucking Sloppy is the one who created the YouTube channel and made it go viral because who the fuck cares about winning the school talent show when you can be a viral hit on YouTube and make all this money with the monetization? Sure, Will is a star now for puking and shitting himself on stage. Thanks, Sloppy. So, despite the gross outs, this book was actually pretty funny and actually kind of understood satire. Definitely understood it more than The Mummy's Curse. And that author, Robert Bevins, definitely understood it better than him. So I gave this one 3 stars on Goodreads because it doesn't deserve more than that, but it was the best out of the 3 I read, so grading on a Shingles curve, it's a 3-star. All right, the next one I read was number 12, Carnival of Psychos. Already not great with the title, by John G. Hartness. This one, I can't believe I have to say this sentence, but this one was a step down from Put Your Hand in My Ass. I tried to choose a mixture of the more out there titles and the more like normal sounding ones, but this is the most normal sounding one. Anyway, this one is about a killer clown. I remember less about it. Like I said, I read these like 2 months ago. Basically, killer clown chasing our protagonist around a closed fun fair. Eventually, it turns out it was the ride operator that this kid threw up on, and he's a psycho. It's a Carnival of Psychos. But our protagonist has to team up with his school bully, kind of team up with. They're still like, the bully is still like trying to kill him. They're very, very homicidal in this universe. But it was less funny, less entertaining. I gave it 2 stars because honestly, I don't think anything's gonna go to a 1-star unless it's as bad as The Mummy's Curse, and I don't see that happening unless I read more by Robert Bevins, and I wasn't about to fucking do that, so 2 stars. Maybe 1.5 stars. It's never gonna be as bad as The Mummy's Curse. But this one was just a lot of dumb, juvenile, your mom is a whore humor, like, oh my god, just so fucking much of that. Plot holes and inconsistencies all the way through, and not very funny to make up for it. It was all a bit tedious, the same thing over and over. Clown pops up, kid tries to get away from clown, kid gets away from clown, clown chases, kid fights, clown, it's just the same thing for, how long are these books? Like 80 pages? They're not long. So yeah, two stars, maybe 1.5. All right, so the third and last one I read, number 30 in the series, 28 Dlcks Later. Gee, I have no idea what they're parodying there. By E.M. Kaplan, and here we have a female author. So I don't know, was I naive thinking maybe that would make some of this better? Because this one is also 2 stars, but it's more like actually 2 stars instead of 1.5 rounded. Although there are some very, very egregious things here. So we have an adult protagonist in this one, which is unusual for the ones I've read. I don't know if there are adult protagonists in the other books that I haven't and probably won't read, but our protagonist, fuck, what was her name? I think it's Wilhelmina, but she's called Willie the whole way through. It's something like that. It's something, her name is another word for dick, basically. So she is a beautician, a cosmetician, something, esthetician? One of the beauty things that does, like, skin stuff. So she's in the beauty industry, anyways. And her town starts turning into zombies. And she and her brother, because of their parentage, their dad is like the creepy homeless guy in town, it turns out. And he had this immunity from, God, I don't even, some war in some other country. He has this immunity to this zombie virus. So the whole town is turning into zombies, and Willie and her brother have the cure. Are the cure. The cure is they start growing dicks on their faces. Little teeny tiny dicks on their faces. Think about that the next time you call someone a dick face. I don't know how many people call people dick faces, but I do sometimes. So, So yes, with the dicks on their faces, those little dicks, they get hard, and they do what dicks do, And the ejaculate is apparently the cure for zombies. So basically, they end up realizing, yeah, they have to go around and jerk their face sticks off on people to cure them. I should have something to say about that because that's the whole point of this video, but I'm kind of speechless actually on that one. I feel like this one actually could have been funny. This one could have been better, but the face sticks, the jerking off the face sticks isn't even my issue with this book because before any of that starts, Willie, God, I hope that's actually her name. Willie is one of those people who uses words that she doesn't know the definitions of. They're not even words, really. She's like combining words and making up, just getting words wrong. Getting words just slightly wrong. But like she's using these words thinking she's so smart because she's actually like your stereotypical dumb blonde, but she's trying to use these big words that aren't even really words and just acting like, yeah, I'm smart because I know this fake word actually. I can't explain why, but I just find that so incredibly annoying and unfunny. And that lessens over the course of the book because for some reason, when she starts growing the face sticks, she starts getting smarter. I don't know what that's all about. So that's just annoying. But now we get to the truly, truly awful parts of this book. And that's her mother. So remember a little earlier when we were still talking about Put Your Hand in My Ass, and I said the fat jokes in there weren't as bad as some of the horrible, egregious fat shaming that comes in on some of these books? That's this book. Because Willie's mother is housebound. We think she's disabled, but I mean, she is disabled, but it's because of her weight. So, yeah, this is that trope. She's morbidly obese, stuck in the house, refuses to eat anything but fast food, has to wear adult diapers that her daughter has to come in, and her son, but like the son refuses. The brother, Willie's brother, like refuses to take care of her, so it's mostly on Willie. Willie has to take care of her and change her adult diapers, and there's just this. Oh, and of course, she's a hoarder. Her house is disgusting. Like the worst episode of Hoarders you've ever seen, and fast food, McDonald's bags everywhere. So, you know, because that's how fat people be. All disgusting pigs who can't take care of themselves and have to wear diapers, and it's bad. It's so this book could have been funny. There's a way this book could have been funny, but that ain't it. That is not it. So yeah, two stars on that one for the potential. No more than 2 stars for the potential it wasted. 0 stars for the mother character being portrayed that way. I don't know. These books are hard to rate even on the even grading on a curve. They're hard to rate compared to each other because it's like, which do I hate more? This character who admittedly isn't there that much, or the pervasive your mom jokes in the other one, or they're not great. They're not great books. Put Your Hand in My Ass. I hate that I have to keep saying that. That is a title, not a request. Put Your Hand in My Ass was the best of the 4, I'm including The Mummy's Curse, of the 4 Shingles books I've read, and it has probably the worst title of the 4. But I feel like even saying it's the best of what I've read is it's faint praise. The bar is so low for quality of this series. Take your chances with Put Your Hand in My Ass. It's got some funny stuff in there. It surprised me by making me laugh several times and not rage at really anything. There's some questionable stuff. I'm not quite sure how the author meant it, but I'm gonna give that one, just that one, I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt to. I actually might make another video like this where I read maybe three more by three different authors. I'm curious about all the different authors and their different approaches to this Goosebumps parody, not really series. Because while The Mummy's Curse was painful and I never want to revisit that shit again, if the rest of them are like these three, just kind of a mixed bag with some of them being actually funny and some of them being meh. I I don't know. Maybe there's an actual good one in there somewhere. I want to give all of the authors a chance. I want to give them all a chance. I can't say they're all terrible without giving them all a chance. So yeah, there might be another video like this in the future. Hopefully a little bit better structured. I know I'm getting real rambly and casual with this one. Okay, I have rambled long enough. Thank y'all for watching, subscribing, supporting, giving me money every month. I love you. You're the best. Bye-bye.